Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Nom, and I'm here with my good buddy Mauler. We're gonna start
Heyo.
talking about whatever the hell we want to, because it's our podcast. What of it? Anyways, this is the fourth podcast. Everybody that's actually in the chat right now, thank you for coming in and listening to our bullshit. We actually did start a SoundCloud. If you guys want to look up Nom and Mauler Podcast, the way it's spelled on the screen right there, you can look that up on SoundCloud, and it has the last two podcasts we did, podcasts 2 and 3. The only thing is I'm not pro on SoundCloud, so it only allows you to distribute 2 podcasts. They are downloadable as MP3s, so if you want to take us with you and put us in your pocket, we're perfectly okay with this. And
Yeah, we're comfortable. We're comfortable with this.
we want to stay warm inside you.
Yes.
What?
Yes. This is going horribly wrong.
This is the greatest beginning to a podcast we've ever done. Greatest beginning, and it is snowing like cats and dogs
That
outside.
came out wrong.
It's,
Or did it?
It's snowing like cats and dogs right now, and I'm glad my car is in the garage. Like, you have no
It's the
idea.
complete opposite for me. It's melting down like the power of 1,000 suns over here in Florida.
Florida. On God's waiting room.
Yep.
But what have you been playing lately? We were just talking about it before the podcast. You've been playing Smite.
Yeah, I'm not big on MOBAs, but Smite is actually pretty decent because I feel like I have a little bit more control over the character compared to, let's say, League of Legends. And I know that a lot of people like League of Legends. I mean, Jesus, it's probably one of the most popular things to watch on Twitch for some crazy reason, I don't know.
And Dota 2.
Hey, more power to you.
I think Dota.
And Dota 2, yeah,
Dota
and
2.
Dota 2. But Smite, I feel like there's a little bit more control over my character. I don't know. It feels good on the controller, too. It's not like, I don't know, just something about it. It just feels a lot like you're in a lot more control than you would be in League of Legends. But I've been picking it up and playing some characters, you know. I've been playing, started off playing Soul, and then I switched over to Tier, and it is almost like too coincidental that this guy, his whole entire like stature is basically like Guts from Berserk, because he's missing a hand. He's missing his right hand, I believe. It's flipped. It's basically flipped because Guts doesn't have his left hand. But Tyr is missing his right hand, and he carries a big ass sword in his left.
I didn't know Guts was missing his hand.
You will see something. I shouldn't have said that. Oh my gosh. I just spoiled everything.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
That's okay. I'm still, I mean,
no,
I'm still going to enjoy it. I'm still going to enjoy the movie.
The mystery is still there. Now you're going to be wondering, like, what the fuck? How does he lose his fucking hand?
What will he fap
did
with?
He lose it in some, did he lose it in some crazy jerking off incident?
Probably. Berserk. Sword fights, and attempted rape. That's Berserk for you.
Sword fights, if you know what I'm saying. Am I right?
It's like the other day I was like, "Hey, Mauler, you want a sword fight?" And he's like, "Sure, as long as the balls don't touch." I'm like, "Hey, that's okay."
But anyway,
there's an adult rating to this, right?
Yes. Yes. We're
anyways,
make this clear.
from a guy.
No kitties. No kitties.
Yeah. What? I wasn't gonna go there.
No kitties in the audience.
No kitties in the audience. Anyways, I was gonna ask you from a guy. Like, I've seen people play League of Legends. I got a buddy Mike that plays Dota, and he tried to get me into it, and it was just too much for me. It was like, I don't know what's going on. And
yeah, you gotta really,
but
you have
Smite,
to really come to understand the character.
Smite looks more approachable because are you like, I've seen Smite played. There's a streamer I watch that just plays nothing but Smite, but I only watch the stream for him because he's fucking hilarious. I could care less about the game he's playing, but watching Smite, it kind of like seems like you're just are you only controlling one character, or do you have like minions you control like Dota and League of Legends?
No. The minions come out and they are AI controlled. They're not really meant to do anything. They're really just cannon fodder, to be honest. And XP. Like, if you kill minions, you gain XP, and you also get gold for each kill. You don't even have to kill them. You could just be in the area of a teammate killing them, and you get the XP and the gold. but they're really good for when you're trying to fall back because, like for instance, if you're taking too much damage, you need to fall back, right? You need to retreat. The minions sometimes can get in the way of the enemy opponent, and they won't let them through. You can go through the minions, but the enemy can't. So they're good. They're good. They're good means to like be like, okay, run through these guys, and bam, you're good. You're usually in the clear, unless they have some crazy ability like Y or like their special ability, or some other attack that gets them to go through enemies. So I mean, you're kind of safe in that instance. They're useful. They're very useful. But other than that, you only control one character. You upgrade their abilities. You give them gear that basically increases their attributes, their stats, and
I wish you could do that.
You
like,
face off against.
You know what? You just gave me an idea. Like, you can give him stuff like that. When you said Cannon Fire, like the first thing that came to mind was Titanfall. You know.
Yeah, like grunts. They're basically grunts.
But wouldn't it be kind of cool, like if Titanfall 2, they give you a way to, like,
customize
your grunts or the specters or something like that. But then I realized I was thinking about what, as you were talking. I was like,
maybe leading a squad of grunts would be pretty cool. Like they follow your character around, but not maybe not necessarily completely around because you're gonna be wall running and stuff, and obviously they can't do that. But like on the ground, they could still follow you into an area or something. Like. That would be pretty interesting. I mean, and they're not like, just keep them at the way that they were in Titanfall 1, like to where they don't do that much damage and they're very, they're just, they're a distraction. Really, they're just a distraction. And that's what minions and grunts are really meant for.
I don't know how many times I've gotten killed killing a
exactly. You give away your position. I
actually get killed more times walking up behind a grunt and snapping his neck, and then the next thing I know, I'm next in line to get my neck snapped. Like, I don't know how many times. Yeah, just like I snap the neck,
that's why
and then
I never
my neck is snapped.
I never bother snapping necks.
I
never bother snapping necks of grunts. I never do that.
It is gratifying on Titanfall, though, when you do it to a player.
Well, yeah,
because you're turning their head
to a player, exactly.
to look at them, and you're like,
completely
you're
turning their head a whole 180 degrees.
Yeah, and you're looking them in the eyes.
It's almost comedic. It's almost comedic
exactly.
how much you turn their head around.
You're turning their head, and they're looking at you, and you're like, I murdered you. I'm holding your head as I murder you. Like that was the most satisfying
I am victorious.
I am victorious. One of the by the way, one of the games I've been playing. Obviously you saw I played through Rise: Son of Rome on PC. I didn't do it on the Xbox One. Even though I do own the game on Xbox One, I might run through it again on the Xbox One, just for achievement hunting purposes. And it was honestly, it was basically the tech demo for Xbox One when it came out, and I can see why they did that because it's the Crytek engine. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
It really
stunning.
was one of the better looking games. Yeah. At the time, it was one of the best looking games.
I honestly think the one thing that hurt it though wasn't the story, wasn't the graphics. It was the gameplay.
It was repetitiveness.
It was so repetitive. And there's like
short.
Yeah.
Let's not forget. It was pretty short.
See, the thing is I'm one of those people that like short games. I like jumping from one thing to the other. But I was playing through it.
Depends on the experience.
Oh yeah, and
depends on the genre. Depends on the experience.
Yeah, and one of the sons, I can't remember his name, but one of the sons, the one that stabbed the barbarian father, he was my favorite bad guy. It was just like, oh my god, this guy's like, this guy is like a friggin' Joker back in Rome. He had the hair slicked back. He had
the Joker.
He was
of Rome.
He was like the Joker of Rome. He was just like how he walked, his mannerisms, his sight. He was psychotic, and
he just wants to say the city of Rome.
Yeah, and I love the ending though so fucking much.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Like, your dude is just going down, like, basically, spoiler alert for the Rise Son of Rome, the game is pretty fucking old. You're going through this hallway with, like, a bunch of pillars, and these soldiers keep jumping out, attacking you, and you keep doing this slow-mode You
Yeah.
keep doing this slow-mo
So
shit.
all that is unavoidable. All that like
That's
all
unavoidable.
those, like
you have
whenever
to. You have to. You basically, all the quick time events, you have to do them. And for some reason, that run,
they're
I did it
scripted
perfectly.
and yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah. I mean, you should be able to do it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of like it's kind of like the whole Metal Gear Solid 4 Sons
Oh,
of the
God.
Patriots thing in the end,
Oh.
where he's crawling through.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about? Where
Yeah.
he's crawling through. There's no way to really fail that unless you just put down the controller.
Well, the ending basically, you're getting stabbed though. He's getting stabbed in the stomach a couple times,
Yeah.
and you're like, how the fuck is this guy still alive? This is impossible. You're like, you killed many soldiers just by stabbing him once in the stomach, and then you're getting stabbed in the stomach, and then you're basically you get to the king, and your dude just loses it and just run and tackles him off this ledge,
Runs in.
and there's this like God, I want to say 30-story tall statue of the king and holding this big ass sword, and the king gets impaled by this big ass sword. Like that's at least I don't know. It's like oh God, and he slides down it, and it's just like ah.
It's gross.
It's
Those kinds of impalements are always horrible.
It was pretty
like,
fucking graphic.
It's kind of like the fucking scene from goddamn what's that movie, The Rock. You remember the movie The Rock?
Oh yeah,
Where he shoots the rocket at the black guy. The black guy just goes out of the window and fucking lands directly. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
That shit's gross, dude. Whenever people like fall on shit like that,
Like
there's been so many instances of that happening.
Overall, I did have fun with the game, and
Watch Mojo Top 10. Watch Mojo Top 10 of that list, by the way.
Oh God.
Top 10 impalements in movies
Top
and
10
games.
impalements in movies and games. I don't know.
Yes.
We watched Daredevil on Netflix, not the shitty Ben Affleck version. And there's this guy that impaled his own fucking face onto a spike, and I'm like, damn. What a way to go.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that, yeah.
He's like, you're just going to kill me anyway, impales. It was an easier way to kill yourself, man.
It's like, you don't need it. No one will recognize you now. Your face is gone.
Yeah, like you just impaled through your eyeball just went out the back of your skull. So
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the game. It was pretty cool. I rarely play through games all the way through. It's really got to catch my attention. The one game that's not the two games I wanted to play through, not even just for streaming or YouTube purposes. I wanted to play through Bulletstorm and I wanted to play through Splinter Cell Conviction. And for some reason, since I upgraded to Windows 10,
I know.
They won't fucking work on my computer because my computer's like, Windows 10, nothing works. So,
well, I don't know. It might be just the fact that it doesn't work with that operating system. That's all. The game just needs something else.
fuck it, I'm playing Crazy Taxi.
Don't worry, Nom. You'll get some new games coming out that you'll play on damn Windows 10. Don't worry.
Yeah,
you'll get it.
there'll be something. There'll be something.
You'll get there eventually, buddy.
For actually, here's a random one. I'm just looking at my list here. A game that no longer works on console, no matter whether it's PS3 or 360. Except the single player experience works. The very first Homefront.
Okay.
Right? It was made by Homefront.
What?
Yeah. Does not.
That's not even that old. I was expecting something older.
No. It doesn't work on the console anymore. They shut down the servers. But it does. There is online, and it's very, very small. You gotta hit it the right day. There is online for Homefront during the day. And it's kind of like Rainbow Six Vegas, where you make your own room. It's kind of like that. And some people, they got servers up, man. And I played it, and it was fun. It was like take Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Modern Warfare 2 and slap them together. That's basically what Homefront was online. And the game rarely goes on sale, though, which is kind of crappy. Actually...
Shit, my laptop's about to die.
Yay.
But yeah, speaking, no, don't do that. Don't stop it. But speaking of other games that have been out, I've also been playing Far Cry Primal.
Yes. Is that out now, or are you playing a beta?
No, it's out.
It's out. Okay.
I played. I played about maybe. I've been 3-4 hours into it. I didn't pay anything for it because my buddy shared it with me. But
that's neither here
I
nor
just
there.
yeah. But still, even so, like I mean, I guess you could say if I were to have paid $60 for this, I don't know. I love the gameplay. I mean, like the gameplay mechanics are fine. The gameplay mechanics are good. You know, it really resembles that kind of era very well. But I kind of just feel like the game is void of life. I don't know if that makes any sense. It feels empty. I feel like I'm playing Rust or Minecraft by myself, like all alone. And you don't want to play Minecraft or Rust all by yourself. There's no fucking point to that. There's no point to that. You want to play with people. You want to play with friends. You want to see more things on screen than just like the occasional group that runs by of enemies. You know, and it seems like I've been getting into that a lot, and it feels very...
I gotta ask. Did you ever play Far Cry 2?
Yeah, I did.
Does it feel like just a prettier Far Cry 2?
In terms of the atmosphere, I would say the atmosphere feels very much like Far Cry 2. It feels like they even used the same kind of filter for like the setting color and everything. You know, like
kind of like that beige. Get that
that beige-ish, deserty color, yeah.
Because when I saw it, when I saw the gameplay, I'm like, this is just Far Cry 2 without guns. That's it.
And updated graphics.
Yeah. I mean, Far Cry 2 was a bad-looking game for its time.
But really, I will. But you know what? But really, I will say the mechanics are very cool. I love the idea of being able to tame animals and shit like that. There's different animals. It's not just, oh, you could tame this fucking owl.
I'm gonna fuck this lion. What? I'm gonna. He's my pet. He's my pet.
I'm gonna tame him.
I'm gonna tame him.
My pet. I'm gonna tame him.
I'm gonna tame him. Got any peanut
and then
butter?
I'm gonna take him to bed with me.
What? Bring no home to me.
But anyway,
changing the litter box has gotten really weird.
But anyway, I feel like
random thing of the podcast. There we go.
Much
random bullshit of the podcast. There we go.
It's a lot more fun than it looks.
I remember we're talking about it.
But at the same time,
I have no interest in it. I want to hear about it, but I have no interest in. I will not buy this game. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Go through fucking woods and shit and like, it's supposed to tame a saber-tooth tiger and stick my dick in its eye? I mean, what the fuck?
I wasn't 100% invested in the story. Hold on. I wasn't 100% invested in the story.
Here's the thing about the story before you get onto it. What possible, it had to be hard for a bunch of assholes at a table to sit around and go, we're going to make a game about a caveman and some mammoths and some saber-toothed tigers.
At first, I know.
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if the story was like the Croods?
Yes. At first, that's how I felt. Here's the deal. At first, that's how I felt about it. That's how I felt very much about it. Is that just hold on. At first, that's how I felt about it. I was saying, well, who are these characters? Why should I even really care for them? Like, what's the what is the purpose here? What is the point? How am I supposed to get immersed in this game if I just don't feel for these characters?
Ugh, one sex, bonk. That's how I felt like.
It's just kind of like, because it's going to be hard to relate to cavemen.
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if the menu screen was like the Flintstones? Fucking things on.
No, the Geico. Just get the Geico cavemen. The Geico caveman commercials.
He finally gets his own video game and he gets revenge.
Yes.
Go Geico.
Yes.
Remember
revenge
that?
Revenge for all of the. Yep.
Oh my god! For the shitty show that they came out with.
Holy shit. And not only that, but just you just imagine him running through the jungle and he's just fucking killing guys, and he's satisfied with himself. He's so happy, and then all of a sudden in the sun. In the sky, he just sees a Geico billboard with his shit plastered all over it, and he just he
just drops his rock and spears and just walks away sad.
After all of this, his revenge. It's
He
still
was
there.
secretly doing it for Geico and Geico's game. Oh my God.
Life insurance.
Got life insurance?
But,
Don't let a caveman kill you today. Cover with Geico insurance. Like, what?
So easy, even a caveman can do it. He just shakes his head like you motherfuckers.
Oh
But
my God.
what I'm saying is
They need
that
to
the
bring that,
intro
dude.
is
They
very-
need to actually bring that caveman shit back. But I don't know if they could bring it back today because of all the shit going on with, stereotypes and shit like that we're doing. We're not allowed
It's
to do anything.
cavemen. There is no.
Oh my some
That would be
bleeding heart
stupid.
bullshit would be like, oh my God,
I would throw myself
I wanted
overboard on
yeah.
a ship if
I
I
wanted
fucking ever saw that.
I wanted your opinion on something. I was reading an article, and you might have saw this on Facebook or something. And the title of the article was "Just When You Thought Bill Gates Can Be a Bigger Dick." All right. So hold on.
Eh,
Sorry, had to burp. Anyways,
that's fine.
all right. So the shooters in the San Bernardino shooting, the FBI is asking Apple, "Can you unlock this phone for us?" Now they tried themselves,
Yeah.
but it locked it out. And so they're not asking, "Can you unlock everybody's cell phone?" They're asking, "Can you unlock
only asking for
this
that one
iPhone
phone."
for the
Yeah.
asshole
Just
that
use a
killed
program to
14
unlock this, yes.
fucking people?" They're not asking, and Apple's
And
like,
Apple,
"Nope."
Apple
Apple's
is
like, "We're
playing the card where it's like, oh well, if we make this, it could get in the wrong hands. I know.
No,
I know.
I mean, no,
it's fucking stupid.
They're just asking, like, just unlock this fucking phone for us, please.
Just
Like,
unlock the phone, and that's it.
They're like, unlock it, just unlock it. And
But what they're really saying is that they don't want the government getting hold of it. That's what it is. They don't want the government getting hold of that kind of, I guess.
well, I mean, it's more like a
Software or
legality
whatever.
issue, and it's a lot of.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It plays into privacy and all of that. I know. That's what I'm saying. They don't want the government.
All right, here's
to
the
get
thing.
it
Here's the
so
thing.
that
Here's the thing.
it's an invasion of privacy. Fuck that.
they're
Please,
just asking in this particular case.
Exactly.
If the guy, all right, here's the
exactly,
thing:
that's what I'm saying.
the phone belongs to nobody
bullshit.
now. The phone belongs to nobody. The guy is dead. The guy lost his
Yeah.
rights. The guy lost his rights to be a human being the moment he pulled that trigger. For one,
Exactly.
then he's also
Yes,
dead.
true,
so
very
they're
true.
not violating any rights against that person because that person is no longer existing. Unlike, you know what? Honestly, I'm not saying Apple should go and give the FBI every Joe Schmo and motherfucker
Full
phone.
reign over
in this
this
case.
program
In
that
this
they could
case,
use, yeah.
the guy murdered 14 people. Give Apple the phone, let them unlock it, and then give it back without the fucking program. That's all they're asking. Like, I mean, and the thing is, what if there's information on?
Of course.
Well, I mean, understand. Like, here's the thing. They're like, well, that's invasion of privacy. Blah blah blah. You don't want the government
it's
to
not-
have this power just by asking every
Yes,
single
absolutely.
company.
Yeah.
But the
It's-
guy
I think
is
that's
dead.
bullshit. I
It's
think
not
that
a
they should
living
do it.
person.
Exactly.
That's my thing.
But
He's not alive.
What they're bringing up is the idea of it being used on other devices by other people, by the government, by whatever. And, I could see both points of view. I mean, it's just down the middle. With this, I would say fucking do it. Because if the guy had other intentions, who knows? Fucking let them have it. Let them use.
If he has a planned
just
attack
use the
with
fucking
other
thing.
people, like fucking the guy's dead.
Exactly.
There are no rights to be violated in this case. The guy is dead. They're not violating any rights of his. He's fucking dead. But
Yeah, what did Bill Gates say?
But everybody's so fucking. Everybody's like, so fucking like, I don't know. Uppity.
Anti-government. They're so
Yeah.
paranoid over the government using it.
Yeah, and it's just like unlock it,
Just fucking do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, what did Bill Gates say? What exactly did he say?
He
was
came
criticizing
back.
the government or what?
He came back and he was just like, I'm not saying. He basically he's like in this particular case, let them. He's like, and he came back and he's like, I'm not saying let everybody's phone be unlocked by the FBI. He's like, in this case, Microsoft would have been like, yeah, sure, we'll unlock whatever, phone or, whatever, in this case.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But they're not going to, like, just hand over, this is how you unlock everybody's phone. That's not what he was saying.
No,
he's not saying the company should. The guy, and I'm pretty sure he had the same thought I did. The asshole killed 14 people. 14 families have been just. The world has been turned upside down. And what if this phone holds the biggest attack since 9/11? What if it does?
Yeah,
our companies do shady shit? Yeah, they do. Do they comply with governments too? Do our governments do shady shit? Yeah. Our government obviously spies on everyone. Everyone. If they want to, they could fucking do it. That's the thing. They're already doing it. The fact that there's any unsolved fucking crime is a goddamn mystery to me. So, anyways, that's my take on it. I wanted to hear your take on it. You're kind of like in the same area I am.
I'm kind of, I agree that they should do it. I also see the point of view from other people saying, like, it could get into the wrong hands, blah, blah, blah. I get that, too. But still, nonetheless, this is like, when you think about it, there's a greater thing at risk when it comes to, what this guy did.
See,
you don't want this. You don't want that kind of incident. You don't want
that's the
something
thing.
Else like that happen. You don't want
that's
that
the
spreading.
excuse that the government made to invade privacy, though. And now everybody's not falling for it anymore. They're like, oh, okay, you want to see what's in my fucking Hotmail?
But it's the fucking truth at the same time. It is the truth. It's everything's got to be a conspiracy now? Does everything have to be a goddamn conspiracy? Can't we just admit that these people are actually just evil motherfuckers? Can't we just do that? Can we agree on that they're just fucking evil and they wanted to do evil and hurt people and kill people? Is that so hard to, is that so unbelievable?
I mean, say for instance, if me or you just and I'm not saying, if me and you committed this act and me and you are the farthest from, Middle East, Muslim, and things like that. And I'm not saying Muslims are the ones that always do this attack. No, I'm not saying that, because there have been plenty of white people, white Christians, Asians doing attacks. It takes all kinds, and if what, honestly,
evil is evil. Evil is evil. It's there's no shade. There's no color to it.
It's just. I honestly have a hard time believing that there's any religion out there that would ask you to do any of this. I can't fathom it. What God would want you to go out and just kill people for no reason, in His name? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why would God create you to kill each other?
It's all interpretation.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
all interpretation of Old Testaments, misinterpretations of Old Testaments and stuff like that.
It's bullshit. Moving on.
Anyway, not political bullshit.
Yeah, not political bullshit anymore. But no, I mean,
what else? But let me finish up on Far Cry though.
Okay,
I wanted to say that I wanted to say that the beginning. I didn't really care for the characters. I was like, okay, well, what's going on here? Like, what's the deal? Who are these people, and why should I care? And it kind of failed to hook me in with that. I appreciate the whole language that they speak and the fact that so you're a part of a waning clan. You're a clan that is a tribe that is kind of falling, and your job is to go out there and attack these other tribes that are trying to wipe you out. Wipe your clan out. And it's pretty simple. But the one thing I could appreciate is the language that they speak and stuff, and the translations. I can appreciate that, and I can also appreciate the game's mechanics with the items. You've got a club, you've got spears that you can upgrade, clubs that you can upgrade, bow and arrow that you can upgrade, fucking throwing daggers, these little excuse me, you get these little bee bombs. I forget what the fuck they call them. But you throw these things filled with bees literally at enemies, and they die instantly. Whole groups of enemies you could throw these things into, and they'll die. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, you can really just use a bunch of different mechanics to go about things, you know. And the way that they've managed to figure out a way to like, include recon into a game where it's like, this is like back in the cave, the Stone Ages, the caveman era, where people are they don't have technology, but yet they find a way to incorporate that kind of concept, such as recon and patrolling an area and spotting enemies. They find a way to incorporate that into the game via some crazy spiritual, bullshit, which is cool. I mean, I can appreciate that.
So instead of like, using devices, they're using
like binoculars.
magic.
Instead of using binoculars, you're using this kind of like spiritual
the eye of the eagle
power.
and the spirit of the tiger.
Yeah, the owl. Really, it's an owl.
The owl.
But
Harry Potter.
You can command the owl to like attack its enemies. It'll kill one. Stuff like that.
Any pussy that dies by an owl, come on.
It's a big fucking owl.
It must be.
Dude, we're talking about...
Why is your car attacking me? That's my owl.
We're talking about the fucking eagles. We're talking about the eagles from fucking Lord of the Rings. Big.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's how big... We're talking... It's a big fucking thing. It basically like swarms onto a
And it's
person.
an owl?
It literally... Yes!
It's an owl?
It's gigantic. It's pretty big. It's a pretty big
bird. It's a plane. It's a fucking owl. Holy shit.
It's a fucking owl.
Like, Harry Potter, I do believe you need to stop feeding your fucking owl.
It could straight up dive bomb people.
Oh my god!
And you can give it the ability to drop your fucking like grenade bomb things, like your B bomb. You can actually get to drop it onto
big
enemies.
enough? Is it like big enough to like hold you by both your arms and fly you around? That's
let me
what I'm
put it this way.
imagining.
Let me put it this way. I saw a lesser bird, a fucking hawk or an eagle of some kind, come down and pick up a goat.
How big are these fucking birds in this game? Have any of these fucking people went outside and actually saw a real fucking bird? Like, hey, is that a picture of an owl? Okay, how big is that?
But
8 foot tall. All right, everybody, 8 foot tall owls for the fucking game. Anybody know what a cockatoo is? All right, isn't it the bird that cusses?
A chocobo. Perhaps a chocobo.
Anybody ever see that video of the bird cussing about the bird cage? Okay, make it 10 foot wide. Oh my god.
It's a pterodactyl cage.
A pterodactyl cage, yeah.
It's not a what does he say? It's not a bridge. It's a cage. What was it from fucking Jurassic World 3 or whatever, Jurassic Park 3?
I never even went past Jurassic Park. I was like, the first
Jurassic Park was
perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah,
it was the perfect dinosaur film, and it was done really
second
well
one was
for a mid-90s film.
Second one was okay up to the point where it gets to the city. That was just fucking retarded. And then the third one
it just turns
was
into a
just
shitty
god-awful.
Godzilla movie.
Yeah, it just went into a shit.
Well, I never did actually see Jurassic World either because I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh my god, it was fucking amazing.
Really?
No, you need to watch it. It was fucking awesome. I love Jurassic World. That was a great movie. That was awesome.
I'm missing all these great movies.
That movie was good.
I'm missing all.
That was a great movie.
I have not seen Star Wars yet, even though I know every goddamn thing about it. I haven't seen Deadpool yet. Even though I know everything.
Even though you know every goddamn thing about
it. Jurassic World, it's dinosaurs and Chris Pratt. That's all
Chris
I know.
Pratt, exactly. That's all you need. That's all you need to know.
That's all I need in my
fucking Pratt.
It could be just Chris Pratt soloing in a porn. That's all I need. What?
Anyway, we all need a little Chris Pratt in our lives, ladies and gentlemen.
We do. We need a little Chris Pratt in our lives. Wouldn't it be great if you just randomly went to the grocery store and Chris Pratt was like the cashier? I would be like a 13-year-old girl. I would be like, oh my god!
Some kind of like,
I'm so sorry, I'm buying.
Cheeky fucking like attitude, just like,
He would wink at me.
the character.
And I'm not even gay. That's the thing. All it's your combo. I'm not even gay, and I love Chris Pratt. That's a great ringtone you have there, sir.
That was my phone. Sorry.
That is a great ringtone you have there. I want my ring.
But,
I'm going to record my own ringtone. That's a great thing about being me. I can just go.
No, you should call my phone right now and listen to what it is. You should call my phone right now and listen to what it is.
But that bird is a word. Bird is a word.
But yeah, Far Cry Primal, I'm getting a little more into it. It's just that it took me a while, but I still feel like the world is very empty and just there's just, you feel so alone playing it. I wish that, this game really should have had a co-op.
You know what the funny thing is
the game should have had a co-op experience.
I don't know. Like I need to when we get done the podcast, I'm going to send you a video of. I might have already showed you, but it's called The Forest. It's a Steam game.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And here's the thing: it's like you build a fort, you chop down. The graphics. It's made with the Unity engine, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game. And you chop down trees, you pick up pick up sticks. You chop down trees, you pick up sticks, you use stones, you use skulls. But here's the thing. You're alone, but there's the anxiety of one of the people show up.
Yeah, that's a different story though. I mean, like you're in that case, you're.
Sorry, my phone just went off.
It's the
phone going off podcast. So
it's more immersive, and you can actually almost relate to that because you're in a plane when that game takes off. You're in a plane and
inside
crash
that,
land.
dude. Oh my god, that plane looks so fucking real too. Holy shit, the inside of it.
Yeah.
And your kid grasping your arm.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like that's more relatable than like, oh, you're a caveman. And you hunt mammoth.
And Geico insurance.
You speak with crazy language. Yeah, get Geico insurance for mammoth.
Geico. Geico insurance.
But I don't know. I just feel like it's like this experience. It's not necessarily like, oh, I've crashed and I have to survive. There's anxiety. There's other things on this thing with this island with me, and they come out at night. Blah blah blah. There's things that come out at night in Far Cry Primal, but it's not really any different from what you do in the day. I mean, what, wolves and fucking jaguars?
Switching gears here to a totally different genre. So I'm wondering. All right, so there's that one Mighty Number 9 game that got kickstarted and then kickstarted again, and then he delayed it again.
It's been delayed.
It just keeps and there's so many other people that talked about it. We don't even need to. All right, but.
Yeah.
On the Nintendo 3DS, and this is what's making me wonder, because they kind of threw Mega Man to the side. They're like, okay, Mega Man, whatever.
Well, of course.
But
that's been
the Mega Man, the Mega Man Legacy Collection is coming out on Nintendo 3DS, and I'm wondering if they are using that as a gauge for. To make another
potential.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to look at the sales of that. Because obviously they you can get all the Mega Mans, I think, on the Wii U eShop. But
yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh crap.
What's wrong?
We're dropping frames for some reason. That's weird.
Dropping frames.
Dropping frames.
On a podcast.
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus Christ.
On a podcast.
That
is
that's
fucking
crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah. But wow, that's crazy. I'll just edit this part out. But no, I mean, I'm wondering if they're going to be using this as a way to gauge the need, just for Mega Man.
To bring back Mega Man.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's what.
Well, it would be nice, but I don't know. I think that they, people have demanded for Mega Man for a while now. Fans of Mega Man have demanded Mega Man. They've wanted Mega Man for the longest fucking time. I don't understand how Capcom all of a sudden is just now thinking, oh, maybe the people want Mega Man. I don't know. Maybe.
Street Fighter V is a fucking catastrophe. Mega Man!
Yeah, like, oh yeah, Street Fighter.
Honestly,
I can see
even though even though the guy for Mighty Number 9, I can't say his name. I've tried to say his name. I don't know. Fuck.
Wait, for
I
Mega Man
honestly,
or Street Fighter 5?
no, the guy for Mighty Number
Street
9.
Fighter?
Yeah, no, for number 9.
Oh, no. Isn't it Keiji Inafune?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Keiji Inafune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's already delayed it so much, people are starting to get like, if he does a third Kickstarter, it's not going to get funded. In fact, the reason why the second Kickstarter...
I know my Japanese peoples.
The reason why it got Kickstarted the second time was because somebody with like a disposable income just went and just said, here you go. Yeah, I want to see this game get fucking made.
Yeah, here.
And
drop this shit.
It was about to get released, and then they're like, oh, it's not going to come out until summer 2016. And everybody's like, what the fuck? You know, but I can imagine, like, Capcom is, since Capcom's got a lot of attention on it right now because of Street Fighter, the Capcom name, I can see why now they're dropping the Mega Man collection on the 3DS, because, let's face it, the Game Boys is what has kept Nintendo head above water. And the 3DS is one of their best-selling systems. I mean, just all the Nintendo DSs are their best-selling system, always been better than their consoles. I don't know if you include the original Wii for that. But I'm wondering if they're going to gauge the purchase for Mega Man to decide to be like, all right, let's make an updated Mega Man. Or are they going to make an HD collection of Mega Man? Or are they just going to bring a new, side-scrolling game, to it? And to me, it's just kind of fishy. It's like, why is this all of a sudden a thing? Like, why is Mega Man getting... And people are excited about it. Like, holy shit, Mega Man Collection getting put on 3DS. I'm like, wasn't a lot of these games in the eShop? It's like, why is this being made a big deal? And that's just my thought on it. I don't know. Roadhouse. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think maybe it's
about Mighty Number 9 or just Mega Man?
Yeah. Do you think maybe it's a setup to potentially, bring...
I don't think so. I don't think so. I feel like, they've been including Mega Man, and they included Mega Man in Super Smash Brothers. They've done this. They've done it. I can see where it can be thought that they will do it, but Capcom they always get the hopes of the fans up. They always do that. You notice that?
You know what they need to do?
They
need to just give Mega Man to Nintendo.
They need to give Mega Man to somebody somebody.
Yeah, give Mega Man to Nintendo. If there's anybody that Mega Man should go to, it should be Nintendo. Because look how Nintendo treats their IPs. Like their own IPs. They don't just release shovelware.
Yeah, they constantly keep coming.
They don't just release bullshit. They take their time. And if Capcom, honestly, if I ever met Reggie Fils-Aimé, I'd be like, dude, bust out the fucking checkbook and go buy fucking Mega Man. Okay? You use him as if he's your own anyway. He's like your stepchild that comes over on the fucking weekends and plays with your shit and then leaves again. Like, come on. Just buy fucking Mega Man. By the way, did you hear... I just burped again. Did you hear that Titanfall 2 is going to have a story?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And it's funny, like every announcement, there's like always an EA representative. Titanfall's looking really good right now. Rub my nipples. It's just, okay, yeah, the game looks great. It's a fucking modern day game. Of course it's going to look good. Fucking Sonic 4 looks good. Like, I mean, what the fuck?
Jesus, yeah, I don't know.
But
about
what
that
do you think?
one.
Do you think they're going to be able to bring some Activision Call of Duty, amazing, over the top Michael Bay type story to Titanfall? Are you excited all for a story mode? I'm kind of.
I think that they'll do way better because no. Listen. Here's what I think. Titanfall 1, I was curious about the lore. I became curious about the lore. I became curious about the settings, the characters. I wanted to know more. And the way that it ends in the campaign, the online campaign for Titanfall, you're kind of like, really? That's all? That's all they do? That's it? Really? There's nothing else? There's no more? And I hope that with Titanfall 2, when they come out with this single-player campaign, I really hope that it's... Then again, did they announce that it's going to be a single-player campaign?
Yeah. Yeah, they announced that there's going to be
Is there going to be co-op?
They're not saying anything else. They haven't said anything else. They're keeping it really close to their chest.
I'll
read more up on it.
I am.
I'll read more up on it. Like, find as many articles.
I would be invested in it because for what they did with the campaign, the online campaign in Titanfall 1, if they were to really put some attention, focus and effort into a single player campaign, I think that they could really come out with something great. And I think that it would be, I wouldn't say that it'll be like Call of Duty. Like, I really hope that it's not like Call of Duty with all those stupid slow-mo events and fucking just explosions everywhere. No, I want some actual, like, sophisticated storytelling. You know what I mean? I don't want a Michael Bay experience. I want to get to know these characters. I want to get to know this resistance. I want to get to know the fucking what's the company name?
You know what the thing is? The one thing I do want from the story from Titanfall, I want to be able to see why they're fighting on both sides. Like, I want to be able to see. I want to be able to be like, that makes sense on this side.
That lore was already explained.
Oh, okay.
That lore was already explained with Titanfall 1 before it came out. They were basically saying that we managed to colonize other planets and stuff, and the company that made it possible was Hammond Industries or whatever. And the resistance, the now resistance, they were once colonists that were mining resources, harvesting resources, and stuff like that. That's what I believe it was told to be about. And Hammond was basically the company was taking all of that profit. They were literally they were not giving a sufficient living for the colonists that were working for them. And the colonists ended up rebelling and using their own technology against them and shit like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then Hammond started coming out with these drones, like these robot Spectre drones, that were supposed to, like, replace the fucking colonists and all that shit. So basically it became like an all-out feud.
I think for anyone that who's never understood the story of Titanfall, I think you just explained it. Like,
I'm pretty
just
sure
gonna
that's
jump
what
into
it is.
fucking
I'm pretty
robots. We're just gonna jump some robots and just kill some people. Fuck story.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Do you think they made a mistake?
I don't know the means of how.
Do you think they made a mistake
not putting a story
in the first one?
It depends. It depends how the second game is received.
Here's the thing.
If the second game is received well,
do you think it still would have made? Do you still think it, even with a single player campaign, do you still think it would have had the multiplayer longevity? It would have made a difference for the multiplayer longevity? Because the multiplayer longevity for it didn't last long. I mean, there's still people playing. There's still, on Xbox, there's still about 2,000 people,
I still enjoy the
people.
multiplayer for Titanfall. I don't need a clusterfuck of perks, weapons, kill streaks.
Oh yeah,
I don't need a clusterfuck.
Oh, that's one thing I really hope they don't put in it. Oh my god, please,
kill streaks. Yeah,
please don't put that shit in there. Oh man.
Yeah, death streaks. I don't need things that give me a boost if I'm dying. I don't need that shit.
I mean, you get a fucking robot and it kills things,
Yeah, and not only that, it's on a constant cooldown. So even people that are doing like shit, people that are not playing very well, they'll still at least get maybe 2 Titans in one game, and try and make the best of it. So it's not like, I don't get kill streaks. I'm not good, so I don't get any kind of benefit. No, it's not the case. You can still manage to call in Titans. You could still use burn cards. You could still do stuff like that to really up your advantage.
Oh, man, you just reminded me. I'm really, that's one of the things I'm really interested to see. I'm really interested to see the different type of burn cards they're going to bring.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I
I mean,
hope.
well, you saw how much. Wait a minute. Well, you saw how much they did with the original Titanfall. I
Oh
mean, like
God,
that
yeah.
shit was amazing.
Yeah.
How many burn cards were there? It was
There
so
was
many. It was fucking amazing.
I got the one
Awesome.
time I just randomly put it in. I didn't even think about it, but I got the most wanted card. I just randomly threw it in there. Didn't think anything of it. But when you use the most wanted card and you're going on a killing spree, you get fucking Titans after
So much
Titans.
cooldown. Yeah.
Like I
You
was
get
like,
so much cooldown.
it was insane. I went on. God, I wish I had recorded that match, and I think the reason why the match went so well is because I wasn't streaming or recording. Is probably why everything was going my way, and I had the most wonder card, and I just kept getting fucking Titan after Titan after Titan. Like I jump on a Titan, kill. They blow up my Titan. Titan's ready. I'm like, okay. And then I get on a Titan, and I was killing specters, humans, and I want to call them minions, but they're grunts. And I was just killing everything, and it was getting me Titans out the deck.
Yeah.
And then like anytime I get like a most wanted card now, I
You'd be
just
surprised
save it.
the cooldown reductions.
Oh God, yeah.
You'd be surprised how many cards there are that give you cooldown reductions just for doing damage to Titans, just for killing grunts,
yeah,
just for killing specters, just for doing. There's so many ways to take advantage and get a Titan so easily. The game doesn't need kill streaks as it is. It doesn't.
No,
it just doesn't.
You are a living kill streak. That's the thing. You're a living kill streak. The one thing I would say for any advice, anybody, if you don't like being inside your Titan and you just want to fight side, give your Titan electric smoke. Give it a chance to defend itself. When somebody jumps on the back of my, if I'm using a Titan that I know I'm going to be in the whole time, I might not give it smoke. But I honestly, they better have the electric smoke in the next one. And I'm also wondering,
I'm sure they will.
I'm wondering if there's going to be a different way to piggyback on the Titan, or is there going to be a different animation? Are you going to be able to piggyback on the leg? Are you going to be able to start shooting in the leg and take the leg out? Or is it still going to be this rip the hood off and shoot into it still? It's
have to
funny.
wait and see.
I love the game. I'm
There
glad I
are
own
different
it.
methods.
I honestly love the game so much. Like I wanted to own it on every system. Obviously, I own it on Xbox One. Me and you have played. I own it on PC. I actually, when I started streaming about a year ago, it was the very first game I wanted to stream, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And that's actually, and I was looking for Titanfall streams. That's actually how I found General Jorge, is he was streaming Titanfall on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And that's how I found, and he became one of my favorite streamers, and also one of the nicest human beings you'll ever encounter. Like, if you guys don't know, General Jorge, it's General spelled that, but Jorge is spelled Jorge. General Jorge. He's a Twitch channel. Look him up. It's all one word, General Jorge together. Look him up. Super chill guy. Really, really nice. I've had the pleasure of talking to him on the phone as well. And since he lives fairly close, we're probably actually going to go have lunch. Like, so we're going to meet in the middle somewhere.
Call me on my telephone.
Random shit of the podcast, everybody. Mauler edition. Yeah, Mauler edition. So, it's usually me that does the random shit. Comment on my damn phone. But also, I did bring something back for the stream. I brought back the Y'all Motherfuckers Need Jesus picture. I had to have that again. I don't know if I told you, Andrew, aka Funk Machine, and Steve from Yo Video Games. Steve. I don't know where the fuck that came from, Steve. What? But anyways, Andrew, Funk Machine, look him up. He's on Twitter, and he also has a Twitch account, Funk Machine with a PH. Look him up. He's also one of my favorite streamers. The other night, though, Andrew tweeted out that I was showing Andrew the Super Indie Carts game. Super Indie Carts. All right, so Super Indie Carts is a love letter to the Super Mario Kart on SNES. It's $9.99 on Steam. It's Super Indie Carts, carts with a K. And it is $9.99 early access for the game. It's made with the Unity engine. I think it's One Legged Seagull is the maker of the game. It's early access. It's single player right now, multiplayer and local co-op. And I love the game, dude. Like, anytime I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to play. Do I want to play a shooter? Do I want to play
Just
this?
play that.
I just like I default to it now, and the gameplay is a lot like the SNES version. Highly recommend it. It's $9.99 early access. It feels like a complete game. The only thing about it is that there's no volume control, which was really, really odd. I'm like, where the fuck is the volume control on this? So I'm probably actually going to. Well, I follow the company, and they actually tweet me. I might actually ask them that. I'm going to be like, hey, where's the volume control for this game? Yeah, because it's pretty fucking loud. You know.
Damn.
Any game that are okay. What else are we going to talk about?
We were just supposed to be talking about Berserk still, the second film.
Yes.
Never finished that.
Berserk.
We never got to talk about that. We continued watching it the other day and finished the second film. And pretty much, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Hopefully you have. You should go see it. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. Go see it now. Do it. But
Berserk. We watched it on Kiss Anime, didn't we?
Yeah, go ahead.
Kiss Anime.
Yes, because they don't have it on Netflix for some reason. They've had the first film for the past the first film's been out for like 4 years already. It came out in 2012, I think, something along those lines. And they've had it for like a whole year now on Netflix. Yet they still haven't brought up 2 or 3. They haven't put that up, and so we watched it on Kiss Anime. That's KISS anime.com. It's actually really easy to use. It's got a bunch of different types of anime, subs, dubs, whatever you need. And
use the HTML. Don't use the Flash.
Yeah, use HTML.
Yeah, and also the HTML player gives you the one thing I did notice is since we were watching on Xbox One, the Flash version, which I didn't even mean to make you go to Flash. I just accidentally clicked on it and it turned it into Flash.
That's weird. It
doesn't give you the full screen expansion option like the HTML did.
The HTML, yeah.
Yeah, the HTML allows you to full screen it, which is fucking amazing. It's an amazing site, and the fact that it works on the Xbox One is even better. So
it's a little slow at times. It can be a little slow.
It ran flawlessly when me
to load up the page. No, it runs the film right. It runs. Okay, it runs the shows correctly. It's just loading up the page and being able to interact with the page can be a little slow to start. So you got to wait maybe like 10 seconds, and then it'll be able to. You'll be able to interact with it. But yeah, the second film, we continued it. Basically, Griffith and Guts, they're pretty much. The 100-Year War is coming to an end, and they basically attack the castle, the Castle Doldry. They attack that. They send Griffith to do it because so many of their armies are failing to take it because of its strong defenses, and they believe that a strategist like Griffith will be able to really use his skills to take it. Guts basically at this point is having second thoughts of tagging along with the Man of the Hawk and Griffith because he feels like
the one thing I did take away from Guts in this film is that it kind of looked like through the whole film, from watching the first film and them listening to what Griffith said, to me and personally, it felt like Guts has already made up his mind, and it kind of seems like Guts was in the whole movie. It seemed like he was in a cloud, like he was in his own head, like he was with the Hawk, but he was in his own head, and
he was thinking himself.
Yeah, he was thinking about himself. And the thing is, it's like he just decided. It's one of those things. It kind of feels like he decided to just step up and just be a man. Like for some reason, there's a different lore about him now. There's just something different. There's something totally like the Griffith from the first film and the Griffith from the Guts in this film from the first one to the second. It's almost like it's a completely different person.
He's a different man. Yeah, he's a different person now.
I mean, the one thing
is
like the battle
is because he wants to be Griffith's.
That's
the thing. He wants to.
I don't know.
To be his friend.
The thing is, it's like
he does.
He wants to be Griffith's equal, but he's willing to kill. He's willing to fuck up 100 men to save Casca. Like he basically left himself. He could have died. Like, he could have had 100 fucking men.
definitely.
He's getting hit by bolts, arrows. He's getting cut, and he's just looking at Casca, going, "Get the fuck out of here. You need to leave." And she's like, "What are you doing? This is suicide." Like, he's like, "Get out of here." And he just bucked up and just killed 100 fucking men.
He tells her to go to her to follow her dream, to go be by Griffith, go be by his side.
That's why I'm like,
because that's what she wants. That's what she's always wanted to do. And that's why she harvests such.
He doesn't seem like he even wants to be Griffith's equal. It kind of seems like he's just like now, like he just wants to do his own thing. Like, okay,
it's not like it's not necessarily so much that he wants to be his equal. It's that he wants to be his friend. He does want to be his friend. It is, yes, it's true.
Okay.
He wants to be his friend. He does.
I think his goals have changed. I think with the first movie he wanted to be wanted to be Griffith's right hand man. He knew he was Griffith's right hand man. He knew there was things that couldn't get done. Griffith knew there was things that couldn't get done without Guts. Guts used them. Or no, I'm sorry, Griffith used Guts.
Yeah.
And I think Guts realized it at the same time he had compassion for Griffith. And of course, like you said,
he cared about Griffith to the point where he thought that they were good friends. That's what he thought. That's the impression that he got in the first movie, that they were friends already. But when Griffith is standing on top of the staircase and says, "A friend can only be an equal, and he will not let anything stand in the way of his dream, his goals. He will even trample over me if he has to get to those dreams." And Guts hears this and he's like, "Well, if that's the case, then I want to be his friend. He's the first person that I've actually he's the first person that he actually has gotten in line with really nicely. You know what I mean? Like ever before then, he was always fighting. He was always not letting people be around him. He was a loner. But he finds his place in the Band of the Hawk, and he thinks, Griffith, it's all because of Griffith, and he considers him to be his friend for this. But after what happens, he does have a change of goals because he realizes, okay, so in order to be his friend, I have to chase my own dreams.
Oh, and yeah.
But first, I will clear up this. I'll do what he needs me to do in order for him to be, to succeed.
Yeah.
He thinks that he gets him far enough that he'll be like, you know what, I wanted to stay and see how far Griffith has come. I wanted to get him.
He picked a hell of a time to leave, didn't he?
No.
Do you think if Guts stayed,
he did it? That was it. No, that was it. Griffith had what he needed. That's it. It was over. He was gonna make his way. He was going to be inaugurated as a fucking as nobility, as a member of the royal house.
Yeah, but then he fucked up.
Within a month.
Then
within a month he would have had it.
Honestly, it's like when he fucked that one girl. When he fucked that, was it the princess?
Yeah, Princess.
Yeah, when he fucked the princess, it was like he was angry fucking. Like, I mean, I'm not even being funny. It was like he was so angry. He's like, I need to go fuck something.
Not really angry. Not really angry, but to the point where he doesn't. He's lost. Without Guts, he's lost.
He thought. I think
he's
it's more or less.
He's a very weak-willed person.
I think more or less he thought he had everything figured out, and I think he cared. I don't think he realized how much he cared about Guts. I think that was the problem. He didn't realize.
You know what? I'm not going to say anything right now, but you'll see in the third film. You will see. It's a very, very. The statement is very like. The statement he makes in the third film, you'll see what he says, and you'll be like, wow. Like, you'll feel pity. You will feel pity at that point. But at the same time...
For Griffith or Guts?
Yes, for Griffith. But at the same time, you will feel hatred. You will feel
He is one of those characters. He's one of those characters that you love to hate, hate to love. He really is.
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
One of those people, like, if I knew someone remotely like him in real life, it's just too much of a roller coaster for me. Like, it would be way too much of a roller coaster. Like, it's just like they want to stick it in a little, but then they want to pull it out. What?
Back to Casca though. Back to Casca. The reason that she harvests so much jealousy for Guts is because
she
basically
wanted to be his sword. She wanted to be Guts.
Yeah, she's basically backseating.
She also has the one thing that she said that really, really stuck out, and I think where a lot of her anger comes from. and and this is yet again, this is still spoil. We're spoiling shit.
Yes,
Casca
this
had
is
an
yeah.
attempted rape when she was younger, and then obviously she goes through basically a lifetime of sexual harassment, and it produces some. And since Griffith is the one that saved her from that attempted rape,
Since the moment he saved her,
she's been in
yeah.
love with him ever since. She wanted to be a sword. She wants to be. I mean, even though she doesn't say it, she wants to be with him. And when you go through a lifetime of attempted rape and sexual harassment and sexual assault, she honestly, I think she's struggling with some gender identity issues, because when you face a lifetime of just sexual harassment and shit like that, I don't think she likes the fact that, she is seen as a woman on the battlefield. She wants to be seen as an equal to the rest of the men.
Equal,
and
yeah,
she hates.
as a
and remember, she said,
fighter.
It wasn't my choice to be born a woman.
To be born a woman, yeah. She
And
said, yeah, that is true.
she does have
some
gender
issues with
identity
that.
issues, and
Yeah,
but
what
I honestly
more so
think,
is her-
honestly, here's my point of view. If it was a woman that saved her and did that, I think she would be idolizing a woman too. I don't even think it's like hetero homo thing. I think she would be idolizing whoever it was that saved her from that day.
Yeah.
I think I mean, I'm sorry to say, but I think she would swing both ways. I mean, Griffith. Look at Griffith. He swings both ways, but he swings both ways with with an intent.
Reasoning. He doesn't.
He has a plan behind everything he does.
The only reason that he does what he does is if it benefits him or
Exactly.
it makes it easier on.
He is literally willing to take it up the ass to get what he needs. I mean, it's sorry to say.
Speaking of that.
Not there's anything wrong with that, though.
In the original series, they show a whole kind of like sidetracking little thing between Griffith and Casca, where she's talking to Guts about like why she wanted to be his sword, this and that, and how he saved her, and all about Griffith. She talks to him about Griffith in more detail than they do in the movie to Guts, and Guts gets a better understanding of like, so that was your dream. So like I basically stole your dream. And
yeah, the movie really is. When you told me before we watched the movie,
it summarizes it. It just summarizes it. It goes over it.
Yeah, you're like, listen. When you watch these movies were made for the people that watch the series. Because people have more of an idea.
They
of
have
what's going
better
on.
animation. That's really, they have a higher quality animation, and the combat scenes are a lot more. They're much better than the original series.
Oh yeah, for a movie, they're definitely going to make it better.
Yeah. I enjoy the grittiness of the original series, and I enjoy the still frame shots that they do, where it's just a painting of like epic moments and really important situations that occur. Like that moment where Guts is standing on the staircase and Griffith is at the top. When he says "an equal to me is a friend is an equal to me," when he says that, Guts is just looking up with open wide eyes, like he's like, "Whoa, like what?" Like, and the painting that captures this moment is just they're looking from behind Guts up at the top of the staircase. You see Griffith. Everything is black except Guts and Griffith. Griffith is standing at the top, shining in blue, and so is Guts down at the down below, standing in blue. And it's meant to capture that moment of just sudden despair. Like at that, it's like a knife being stuck into you. He realizes like, so I'm not his friend. Like what the fuck. He feels very disheartened when he suddenly.
All right,
just
I wanted
hears
your
Griffith
opinion
say
on
this.
something that Casca said. I might have pointed this out. I don't remember, but I might have pointed it out in the second podcast. Might have. All right, Casca said to Guts that Griffith said, "I want you," and she told Guts, "You're the only person he's ever said that to."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why?
Why did he say that to her? I mean, why did he say that to him?
Yeah.
Because he knew that he was the one person that he could use that would be, he absolutely needs him because he saw him as a means to really accomplish his dream Like Guts was so capable of throwing his life down, and being so battle ready that he knew that he could use this to his advantage and fucking get where he needs to go. He knew for a fact that with him at his side, fighting for him, that he will get where he wants to be. That was the main thing, right there. That was it. You understand? With Casca, he doesn't see that. He doesn't see a way that he could use her. In that sense, where she'll definitely get me where I want to go. She's so capable. He doesn't see her like that, and he'll never see her like that. And I mean, she hates it. She fucking, she's torn apart over it because she realizes that she'll never be able to be in his plan. She'll never be able to be something that gets him, that brings him his happiness, that brings him his dreams.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What is the one thing I always wonder is what is she doing to try and get it? What is she? I mean, she's obviously doing everything she can. She's going in every battle alongside the men. She could just easily stay behind and say, "Well, but she's trying."
She's no longer chasing her dream. Really, she's not really. At this point, she's just at the point in the second movie, she's basically content with the idea. She even says, "I know that I could never be his woman." Well, actually, no. In the third movie, I'm sorry. In the third movie, she finally does say, I know I could never be his woman. I know I can never be.
I don't think her dream is ever defined. What would
that
she
is
do?
her dream. No, it's her dream. It's defined.
Her dream. That's her dream. Opposite of or separate from Griffith.
Her dream is that
really never had one. The Griffith was her whole life.
She did. Well, I mean, that is her dream right there. That Griffith is her dream. She wants to do it, and that's it.
But without that.
That's the thing. Without that, she doesn't find purpose. But listen, here's the thing. At the end of the second movie, when Guts defeats Griffith and parts ways with him, and spoilers. We're not saying that he kills him. There's no killing. It's just a simple duel between old comrades, and in order to earn his freedom from the Band of the Hawk, Griffith decides that he wants Guts to fight him right here and now. So when that happens, when they're doing this, when they're getting ready to fight, Casca is one of the only two people, saying, "Don't do this. Don't do this. Why are you doing this? You guys are comrades. Why are you fighting? Why are you going to do this?" And she's not saying it because she's worried about Griffith or Guts in the sense. She's not worried about them hurting each other. She's worried about Guts leaving. She doesn't want Guts to leave. She doesn't want him to leave, and that's because she's slowly changing.
Well, I mean, look how many times he saved her ass. You gotta look at it that way. I mean, they're in the cave. He took her clothes off. He undressed her. He made sure she was warm. He didn't sexually assault her. He took care of her. He took care of her. He was an adult about it. And then she could wig the fuck out, and he just kind of walked away. And every single time she slapped him in the face, he always walked away. You know what I mean. Hypothetically slapped him in the face.
Hypothetically slapping.
Or
every time she would insult him or just
he just took it.
She would usually just
he took it. And he would take words like he would take battle wounds. He just dealt with it. And honestly, and then I think he proved him. I think honestly, this whole thing is that it wasn't just Casca trying to prove herself to Griffith. Guts never wanted to. I don't think felt like he ever needed to prove himself to Casca. He just did, And then when he told her to run, when he was surrounded by 100 fucking men, I think that's when she finally realized, this guy's just not some meathead asshole with a sword. He's loyal.
He actually does care about what happens to his comrades. He actually cares about what happens to me.
So, and all the shit that happened within one day with her, come on, lady. He's not a bad guy.
And she eventually, and the thing is, she doesn't want Guts to leave. So that's when her dream starts to change.
Oh, yeah.
That's when her her feelings and her dream starts to change. But even then, it's still her dream still doesn't come to realization because Guts leaves.
I think the one thing about that this movie really, and I'm sure it's not the intention of this movie or this series, but this series really does, touch on obsession, like obsession with a person. Just in every sense of the word, obsession.
What they'll do to get.
Yeah, to get attention and
ambitions.
The movie's really made
me
think.
Human will.
Yeah, exactly, and how obsession is unhealthy, because they look at Griffith like he's this angel, and he's really just a greedy, shitty human being. He's just a shitty fucking person, and they just don't see it.
He can be, yes. But the thing is that it's not. No, he's not. Just that he's very charismatic.
He's like
I said, he has.
If there was a definition of the devil coming to Earth, it would honestly be Griffith. Seems nice, charismatic.
It's very ironic that you say that.
Oh, really?
It's very ironic that you say that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but Griffith has he's. The ambitious side of Griffith, where he's selfish and he has greed and he wants to become powerful, is one side of the coin to him.
Yeah.
There's another side to him that is there, and you do see it at times. You do see, like, when he's actually talking to Charlotte in the beginning, and he's just being innocent and just doing bullshit, stupid bullshit. When he shows concern for Casca when he finds her. In the woods when she was nearly raped again. Yeah. He shows concern. You see the concern.
Do you think Griffith could have killed those 100 men just like Guts did?
Fuck no. And that's the moment when Griffith is realizing, like, you notice Griffith the whole time. Griffith, you see Judo. You know Judo, right? The blonde hair guy.
Yeah.
He's smiling. He's like, man, our guy's a beast. He's like, fuck, he actually did
He's like rooting at me. He's like, wow, this is fucking amazing,
And Griffith is completely silent. That whole scene.
Yeah.
He's completely quiet.
I did notice that. That did stick out.
Until the very end when he's
that did stick out.
Well, I mean, like, Guts says hi to him.
I think when Guts wanted to leave, we're gonna have to end this here actually in a few minutes. I think when Guts wanted to leave, and he's like, "Hey, can we just hug this out?" I think Guts knew, you can't beat me now. I killed 100 men. Do you think you can actually beat me? Let's hug this out. Like he's got so much battle experience. He's and he can take. The guy can take a hit. But I mean, Griffith has skill though. He does. He has skill. The guy kills people in battle.
Absolutely, he is skilled.
But Guts is a fucking tank, and I think Guts knew he surpassed Griffith. And I'm wondering if Griffith's
not just because.
I'm wondering if Griffith's breakdown was because of that. That he knows the guy that he wanted by his side can also be the one that ends him.
Not necessarily ending him. He didn't intend. Guts never intended to end Griffith.
Okay.
He got Griffith to where he wanted to be. Griffith was upset because I'm referring to the scene where Casca and him are talking. Casca and Griffith are talking together after that whole incident with the governor where he has sex with him. He's washing himself off. He's bathing his body because he's just so obviously he's disgusted with himself. But the thing is that when Casca comes to him and he admits to her saying, "No, it's exactly what it looked like. I was doing that." I was doing that with that old man.
I will say this. And this is a little off subject, but still on the sex scene with the princess was honestly the most bothersome part of the whole fucking movie. It was just like, it was just,
it wasn't even romantic. It was
everything
just
about
it. The music playing.
The music playing was off.
So like
her
creepy.
It was just, and a lot of it was her also. It was just like, and I think when we were watching this, watching this, I remember asking you, I'm like, is this consensual?
No, absolutely, it's consensual. She was the one that No, it was absolutely consensual.
Because she resisted.
You got to take into account.
She resisted for a little bit.
No, she didn't.
It seemed like she did.
No, she didn't. At first she was kind of like nervous about it, but then she gave into it, and she was basically freaking wrapping her arms and legs around him.
Oh yeah, she was just like, give it to me.
Before that, he was touching her, right, and on her breast.
He was very sensual. He was
like
all right.
She was at first she kind of felt nervous, and she was making all those noises. So he pulls his hand away. And then she
brought it back. Okay, now it's coming back to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, he took it away because
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not totally non-consensual.
It was
it's consensual.
it was the only.
The whole thing is just.
It was like the most horrible hentai I've ever seen.
The reason that it's so horrible.
Well, it seemed like she's crying all the way through it, which was the disturbing part for me.
No, it's not even that. It's not even the sounds. That's not what I'm getting at. The whole thing that's disturbing is the tone that is felt throughout the entire scene. You get this idea that it's not for love. It's not what he's doing is not about lovemaking, and it's not necessarily like you wonder like, wait a minute, how is this even gonna get him what he wants? What is he doing?
It was like to me when he first did it, when he first got up to the window, like even before, for some reason my head knew what he was doing. I was like, this is self-destruction. Like he's self-destructing.
Basically.
And then it confirmed. It confirmed it in my mind. It confirmed it in my mind when he started crying after he finished.
Not only that,
he's sitting on the side of the bed.
He was digging his nails into his arm. He dug his nails into his arm.
Yeah, because it showed like
That is another scene that actually happens in the scene with Casca and Griffith, where she's talking to him about that old man, and he's confessing to her that he did what he did with that old man, and she freaks out saying, how could you do something like that? How could you sleep with a man like that? That he's just like the asshole that tried to rape me. He does the same thing that other asshole was trying to do. He's like, well, like, what would you have? He basically says, like, what would you have me do? What do you want from me? Do you, like, we could keep fighting and have more people lost. We could do that. Do you want me to do that? I chose a way. He's basically saying, he's trying to justify what he did.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, he feels very. He does.
He does feel.
At the same time,
he does feel. Shame about it. But I mean, he knew what he was doing. He knew he was gonna. He knew. For anybody asking,
he knew the reason he was doing it.
We're talking about Berserk, the first and second movie. If anybody's. Anyways, man, we're probably going to have to end this. Thank you so much, guys. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we're going to try and watch the third film. It's the finale to the arc, and it is The Eclipse. It's called The Eclipse.
It's a good movie.
There's going to be some disturbing shit. Yeah. Nom's probably going to be going fucking nuts. And,
I'm going to be like, what is that?
This whole series, watch it. If you haven't seen this whole
entire series, this is even legal.
Check that out. This shit is going to be epic.
Yes.
It's really bad. Prepare yourselves.
Prepare yourselves. Anyways, next pod. Oh, by the way, Mauler, I forgot to tell you. General Jorge might guest in our podcast. Also, I asked my brother if he wanted to guest appear in a podcast as well. And he actually said yes also. So we're going to have General Jorge, and we're going to have my brother also in podcast.
Special treat for you.
Special treat. We might. What it might do? We might do like a normal podcast, and then it will be like podcast 5, then podcast 5.5. Type shit. If you guys want to check us out on SoundCloud, Nom and Mauler Podcast, spelled exactly how it's spelled on the screen there. You can check us out. The second and third podcast is up right there. I'm going to be editing this one, and all our podcasts go on to my YouTube, the Evil Nom YouTube, which is YouTube.com/EVOLNOM. You can see all the podcasts in its entirety on there as well, along with the fighting game videos and other stupid bullshit that I do.
Speaking of fighting game videos, we did not get to talk about Street Fighter V.
We are going to talk about
a decent amount of
next podcast. Yes. We're going to be talking about Street Fighter V. I'm going to be talking about the launch, what I think of the game, what I think of the online, which a lot of you who've watched my broadcast know already what the fuck I think of the Online. We're going to be talking about the Tusk trailer, the teaser trailer.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about more on Killer Instinct. Maybe if I actually, watch the third iteration of Berserk, we'll be talking about that movie. I'm going to try and watch more Death Note, have more thoughts on that. I'm going to have more thoughts on if I do make any future Steam purchases or any video games I get for console. We'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about what video games we're excited for. I might be getting The Division. Mauler might not be getting The Division. Who knows?
I might. I don't know. Yeah.
So,
we'll find out next time.
We'll find out next time. Anyways, I am Nom, and this is Mauler. Thank you guys so much for coming in here and the Twitch chat, watching us record it live. Thank you so much, guys. If you want to follow us on Twitch, follow us on SoundCloud, follow my Evil Nom YouTube page. If you haven't done that already, it has a bunch of other great stuff, like the video that I couldn't stop watching, my 11-hit parry, which I was obsessed with the video for like fucking day. Because I was like, hey, look, my own Daigo moment. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. You have a great one. And Mauler, you got any last words?
All right. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the talk.
All right. Later, guys.
Catch you guys later.